Hi everyone, am I audible, visible? Hello, am I audible, visible? I guess I am. Hi everyone, happy morning. Welcome to Unacademy NEET English. If I'm audible and visible to you, please let me know in the chat section. Quick everyone. Hey Vidisha, Subhashini, Vijay. Hi, I'm good. You tell me Vijay, how are you? Hello, so am I perfectly audible and visible to you all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So guys, in this morning slot, you know that what we used to learn, we used to finish the, we are completing the class 12th syllabus, right, bache? And in the evening slot, we discuss the your class 11 syllabus, and in the morning class 12 syllabus, and in the morning class 11 syllabus. So be consistent, right bache? Complete your syllabus parallelly, your class 11 as well as your class 12 syllabus as well. Okay, and you know that now you have two biology teachers, and ma'am has started the plant physiology, so it's like double benefit for all of you. You can even master human physiology and the plant physiology. Done? Okay. And even if you are preparing for the boards, these sessions are for you, because in detail we discuss the chapters, right, the topics, and then bache, even it is beneficial for the NEET as well. Fine. So please be consistent. So tell me, am I audible and visible? Yes. Today we are going to start the, we are going to continue with the evidence part, and then we are going to start the theories of evolution. So tell me, am I perfectly audible and visible? So quickly hit the like button as well. Share this video link with your friends also. Please invite other students to join the lecture. Quick. And tell me which chapter you want to start next. We are done with human reproduction, sexual reproduction in flowering plants, reproductive health, principles, molecular basis. We are soon going to finish evolution. So which chapter you want me to start next? Is it human health and disease, or you want to start microbes in human welfare, or the biotic? Fine, we'll go for the biotic. Right, we'll go for the biotic. Shiva Kumar, morphology of plant, your Gopika ma'am will start soon. Excretory products. Let me finish the body fluid and circulation, then we will start that. But before that, an important update for all of you. So guys, here you people can see, right, this is a session that I'm taking as of now. So see the description box. Now you people know about the Avengers 2.0 batch, isn't it? But now we are also launching Avengers 3.0. Okay, this is the batch that we are going to launch, and the classes will start from 21st October. Okay, your Avengers 3.0 batch. So what you have to do if you want to be the part of this batch, right, link is given bache. You have to click, okay, you have to click on that link, and then you had to add your number. You have to add your number and email ID, and then you have to use the coupon code Ambika10. So you will get an additional discount as well. Let me show you this part. Just a minute. See, so here we have the link. Just click on the link there. So it is the old link, bache, right? It is the old link. So basically, right, so when you will use the link, what will you get? Yes, what will you get? You are going to, yes, so for Avengers 3.0, you have to click on the link. The coupon code will be Ambika10. Okay, this is the coupon code that you have to apply, and you will get an additional discount as well. And let me tell you, students, you can use this coupon code not just to buy our batch. You can buy any of the batch with this coupon code. Okay, anything that you want to join on Unacademy platform, use this coupon code and you will get the additional discount. So it's Ambika, right, it's Ambika10. Done. That's the coupon code. And moreover, I have one more good news for you. Okay, so see this. That's my profile on Unacademy platform. You can directly, on Google, you can type Unacademy. You can simply log in there, or you can even download our app. So you have to follow my profile. Yes, you have to. It's mandatory for all of you, because I have started something amazing, and you have to pay nothing for it. Nothing for it. So see, after this class, once we'll finish the evolution, we will solve the question, live practice sessions will be there on Unacademy platform, right? I will schedule the special classes and that will be free of cost, right? That will be free of cost. And moreover, this is what I have started for my students. Okay, so you know, in 9 lectures, I'm about to finish your plant physiology, and we are revising plant physiology in detail. Here you guys can see day 1 done, day 2 done. So soon I'm going to schedule the day 3 for the photosynthesis. So what you have to do, just download the Unacademy app, or simply right on Google you can type it Unacademy, right? You can just search my name, and then you have to follow my profile, and you will see all my free classes here. Okay, all my special classes here. So it is something very amazing for you. It's a series, bache. Firstly, we will finish plant physiology there. Then I'm going to start the genetics there as well. Okay, I'm going to start the genetics there as well. So I will cover most important topics there, right? You will have practice sessions as well, so that you can revise biology. And you know that in biology, it is the revision that you need. So soon I'm going to schedule, right, the day 3 for the photosynthesis, maybe today or maybe tomorrow. So what you have to do, just follow my profile and be the part of that special classes. I'll wait for you all. Okay, so now let's start the class. Okay, let's start the session. So let's discuss what we have covered so far. So when you talk about the evolution, you know that the chapter is easy, right? You can expect 2 to 3 questions from this part. And now, because the syllabus is reduced, so again, this is my opinion. Okay, I'm not sure about it. So now the syllabus is reduced, but the number of questions are same. So I think now they are going to give equal importance to all the chapters. Like if you will see the last year paper also, right, and even NEET 2022, NEET 2021 paper. So there are certain chapters from which they don't ask any question. Okay, and especially in the human physiology, they just skip the entire chapter. Sometimes even we observe such things also. But now the syllabus is reduced. So I think they are going to give equal importance to all the chapters. You should not leave these 32 chapters at all. You should revise each and every chapter. Okay. So in evolution, what we have covered so far, we started with the origin of universe. Isn't it? We are done with it. In the first part, we have discussed everything related to it, Big Bang theory and all, right? Then we also talked about the origin of life. So when we talk about the origin of life, bache, right, the operant Haldane theory, right, the chemical theory, the naturalistic theory, it is the most important theory when we talk about the origin of life. Then comes the evidences. Okay, so among evidences, we are done with your morphological and anatomical evidences, right? Fossil evidences done. Fine. Biochemical evidences done. Okay, so today we are going to finish this embryological evidences and then biogeographical evidences. Okay, embryological evidences, biogeographical evidences, and then we will be starting, right, after it, natural selection, adaptive radiation, and the theories. Fine, and the theories. That's what we have to do. So let's start with the embryological evidences, and you tell me what do you know about these evidences. But yeah, before answering this question, answer one more question of mine. What is Neopilina? Anyone here in the class? What is Neopilina? Do you know anything about Neopilina? Yes. Do you know anything related to Neopilina? Anyone? Anyone? You have to be fast. Very good, Subhashini. Noise. Noise. I like it. She's right. It's a connecting link. Right? It's a connecting link. So can you just tell me the name of the groups as well, or the phylums or the kingdoms? Yes, you are right. It's a connecting link, but it's a connecting link in between. It's a connecting link in between. It's very simple, bache. It's a connecting link in between Annelida and Mollusca. Okay, it's a connecting link in between Annelida and mollusca, and this example is also there in animal kingdom. So whenever you revise biology, whenever you study biology, the topics which are common, do revise that topics. Okay, like sometimes now the reproduction in organism chapter is deleted. Okay, but reproduction in reproduction in organism chapter, there are certain examples which are also there in the plant kingdom chapter. So most of the time you used to get question from that part. Okay, so whatever is common, na, do not skip that, do not miss that. So Neopilina, it is Annelida and mollusca. It is a kind of segmented mollusk. Okay, it's a segmented mollusk. Okay, okay. So now let's start with the embryological evidences. So what is embryology? Right, what is embryology? Tell me. Formation of embryo, of course. What is embryology? It is formation of embryo, right? Embryology, or you can say that not the formation, the study of that embryo, that is embryology, right? You study that how that embryo forms, that is embryology. Now, when you talk about the evolution, right, we explore every aspect, every possible aspect. Okay, we start from the fossils, right, and fossil evidences here, also known as paleontological evidences, they are very important because that is something conclusive. Okay, we can study them, we can compare that. Okay, a few years back life used to be like this, or many years back life used to be like this. It's more like that, first thing. Now I told you about the morphological and the anatomical evidences, where we discussed what? We discussed the homology and analogy, or you can say that homologous organs and the analogous organs. So here we see that, right, when conditions are common, when environmental conditions are common, adaptations are kind of common, even if we belong to different ancestry, same type of you can say that characters can be there, isn't it? And then when we talk about the homology, right, homologous organ, you know that here you need to remember HD, here you need to remember AC. So it is the divergent evolution. What's that? It is the divergent evolution. That's what we have studied. Even I told you about the atavism, I told you about the connecting link, I told you about the vestigial organs as well. So that's something that we have already covered. Fine, that's something that we have already covered. Now we need to talk about the embryological evidences, and the best thing about this is, see, you can also relate it. The first thing that you need to understand is similarity in early development, isn't it? Similarity in early development. Are you getting it? Now what's the point here? Similarity in early development. You all know that, right? We all are evolved from a single celled organism which is known as zygote, right, which is diploid. Right, there is a similarity, isn't it? Isn't it? Karthika, Zameen, everyone here, see, first of all, hit the like button. If you're new to our channel, subscribe the channel. First of all, do this. First of all, do this, guys. And do not waste your time here. Please be attentive, right? Let's speed up. Okay, and you know what you have to do? You have to follow my profile on Unacademy platform, be the part of special classes. And today also I'm going to schedule one special class where we'll be revising, or we'll be finishing the photosynthesis. Okay, and today's topic is dark reaction. So now there are only 3 chapters in plant physiology. Let me tell you this thing, students. 3 chapters are there in plant physiology. Definitely from these 3 chapters, you are going to get 10 to 15 questions. So you should not leave anything. First thing. And secondly, the questions of the chapters that we have already completed, like genetics, right, your principles of inheritance, your molecular basis of inheritance, we will solve their questions on special class as well. So I just want to see you all there. Okay. Okay, so now focus here. Similarity in early development, we all are developed from. Let's compare the vertebrates and even other organisms. We are developed from the single cell, which is known as zygote. So you know that the zygote will undergo the rapid mitotic division, and you are going to call it as cleavage. So after cleavage, all that stages, the morula formation, the blastula formation, the blastocyst will be there, and further development, isn't it, Zamir? Further development will be there. So can I say that there is the similarity in early development? Of course I can. Of course I can. right? From 2-celled, 4-cell, 8-cell stage, you are going to get that 16-cell, 32-cell. Of course, we know that. So yes, there is the similarity. Now, I'll quote one example related to the animal kingdom. Now, when we talk about the animal kingdom, right, we discuss the Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminth, Haskellminth, right, and then finally the chordates. That's what we discuss. And you know that the early development is all same. Okay, early development is all same, and later on, you know that what is going to happen? The formation of germ layers, right? So you are going to study about the triploblastic and the diploblastic organism, right? That initially organisms are diploblastic. Di means two germ layers are there. Your ectoderm is there, your endoderm is there. Then triploblastic means 3 germ layers are there. Ectoderm is there, mesoderm is there, and then comes the endoderm. So basic, right? Early development is like same, right? Same, and then diplo and triploblastic organisms will be there. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, the another point that you can consider here is resemblance, right? Resemblance of vertebrate embryo. What is it? Resemblance of vertebrate embryo. Compare different vertebrate embryo which are having same age, right? You can compare different vertebrate embryos of same age. Like for an example, you can compare fish, amphibians, and among amphibians it is the salamander, then comes the reptiles, right? Reptiles, and then apes and the mammals. You can take the embryos of all these vertebrates, right? That embryos should be of same age. Fine. That embryos, right, that embryos should be of same age, isn't it? Isn't it? So you will see the resemblance there. Okay, you will see the resemblance there. Here you are going to see the gill clefts. You are even going to see the tail, etc. I'm just talking about 2 characters. There are other characters also, right? Like if you took the fish, salamanders, right, tortoise embryo, your chick embryo, and finally human embryo. See, fish, salamander, tortoise, and chick, and then human embryo. When you compare it, you are going to see the similar structure. You cannot differentiate by looking at it that it is whether it is a fish, whether it is a reptilian embryo or it is a mammalian embryo. You cannot. There are certain characters, right? You will see here in these embryos like gill clefts, tail, etc. So you know that gill clefts will only develop in the case of fish. Right, in all other organisms, the gill clefts will not be there, but still they are in the embryonic stages. Okay, so they somewhere it is showing the common ancestry, that they all are evolved from the common ancestors. Isn't it, Vidisha? That they all are evolved from the common ancestors. Right, right, they all are evolved from what? The common ancestors. Have a look, Vache. Right, have a look. So see, the fish's embryo, the gill clefts are there. Look at it. Just compare it. Okay, they are the embryos of same age. Done. They are the embryos of same age. So by looking at it, you literally cannot differentiate. Right? During their early development, you cannot. Right? You cannot just tell. Fine. Fine, bache. And third point here is resemblance of larva in invertebrates. Your invertebrates also, right, they also show such similarity. Like let's take the example of Annelida and Mollusca. You know that they are different phylums, right? They are different phylums, Annelida and Mollusca, but their larva is common, that is your trochophore larva, right? Their larva is common, that is your trochophore larva. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So it is indicating what? It is also indicating the common ancestry. Fine. It is also indicating what? It is indicating the common ancestry. Is that clear? Is that clear? So these are the hub. So all that points we study basically in the embryological evidences. Fine, bache. Fine, bache. And moreover, the progressive and right retrogressive metamorphosis also. I'll quote one example here, right? Progressive metamorphosis and your retrogressive metamorphosis. and even temporary embryonic structures. Fine, temporary embryonic structures, and finally the biogenetic law, which is very, very, very important. Okay, finally what is there? The biogenetic law. Okay, so now what is the meaning of metamorphosis? Anyone here in the class? Subhashini, yes. Mishra, Vidisha, what is the meaning of, yes, metamorphosis? Anyone? Bache, metamorphosis, what is metamorphosis? Anyone? So bache, meta means change. Okay, meta means change and morph means form. So when there is a change in the forms, you are calling it as metamorphosis. So I have used two words. One is progressive, another is retrogressive. Okay, one is progressive, another is retrogressive. But sometimes now your larva, it is having the primitive characters, but adult contains the advanced character. So that type of change in the form is an advancement, of course. So it is progressive. Okay, it is progressive. Like my larva is having the primitive character, but the adult is having the advanced character. Okay, so when larva changed the form, right, when larva became that adult, it acquires the advanced character. So that is the example of progressive metamorphosis. But when you are talking about the retrogressive metamorphosis, okay, when you are talking about the retrogressive metamorphosis, here it's like in class 10th, you scored 99% marks, but in class 12th you just scored 60% marks. So you are not progressing, right? It's a kind of regression, isn't it? So in retrogressive metamorphosis, we'll see that larva is having advanced character, but adult is having the primitive characters. Okay, so larva is having the advanced character, but adult is having the primitive character. So that's what we study here in the retrogressive metamorphosis. And I hope you can relate it with the animal kingdom. So in animal kingdom, if you remember, Urochordata, the subphylum Urochordata, in the subphylum Urochordata, you will see retrogressive metamorphosis. And in Cephalochordata, you will see a progressive metamorphosis, and in other phylums also you will see progressive metamorphosis, but in Urochordata you are going to see the retrogressive metamorphosis. Now, how is it related to the evolution? Let me give you one example. So I hope you remember about the Ammoseat larva of lamprey. Lamprey is having the Ammoseat larva. Okay, I'm giving you the example of progressive metamorphosis. Lamprey is having the Ammoseat larva. So this larva is more like branchiostoma. Fine, it is more like branchiostoma. Fine. So it is showing that, right, that somewhere Ammoseat larva of lamprey, it resembles the adult form of branchiostoma, which is also known as Amphioxus. Ammoseat larva, right, bache, of lamprey, it resembles what? It resembles branchiostoma, also known as Amphioxus. So it resembles the adult form of branchiostoma or Amphioxus, right? But so it is also showing the similarity, right? So it is showing that might be this lamprey, it is evolved from, the branchiostoma. So it is a kind of connection. Right? And then you know that this larva will form the adult, obviously your petromyzon, your lamprey. So that's how you can relate. Remember na, lamprey, petromyzon belongs to class Cyclostomata, right? And here the example is of branchiostoma or Amphioxus. So imagine this larva is, right, same like the adult here. Okay, so it is also showing the common ancestry, a kind of connection. Yes or no? Yes or no? It's just that the larva will show the progressive metamorphosis and then it will acquire the character of its adult, right? So such examples are also there in bache. Such examples are also there in retrogressive metamorphosis. Fine, bache. Fine. Okay. So then the temporary embryonic structures. So do you know anything related to this? Temporary embryonic structures, because they also show the ancestry, and that's how after studying the embryos, right, we can explain the evolution. So anyone Anyone who can tell me about the temporary embryonic structures? Very interesting it is, bache. Right, there are certain characters which are there, right, which are present in the lifespan of the organism, which are present in the life history of the organism, but in the embryonic stages only. I'll give you one more example here. Here I will just quote the examples, okay? Whale, you know that whale is an aquatic mammal. Yes, you all know that whale is an aquatic mammal, and whale, adult whale, it doesn't contain the hair, isn't it? When you talk about the mammals, which one is the most important feature? The presence of hair also, right? We have the hair, we have the mammary glands, functional mammary glands, isn't it? So hair is a very important character. You are going to see the hair in the case of mammals only. So a whale is an aquatic mammal, right? Adult whale is not having any hair, but during embryonic stages, you know that its embryo is covered with hair. Do you know that? I told you, na, this is very interesting. Okay, evolution is actually very interesting. So during embryonic stages, right, during embryonic stages, the whale embryo is covered with the hair. Okay, and in mother's womb it doesn't require hair, but still hair are present. Are you getting it? So there are certain temporary embryonic structures also, right? They are telling us that that particular organism is a mammal, isn't it? Isn't it? And moreover, if you talk about the birds, fine. If you talk about the birds, you know, they are evolved from the ancestors, right, which are having toothed beak, right? Birds, if you talk about the birds, they are evolved from the ancestors having beak, but that beak is toothed. Okay, okay, right, bache? So during evolution, these teeth, they lost. Yes, bache? Yes, yes, yes. Right. So birds, they are evolved from the toothed ancestors. I hope you even remember the example of Archaeopteryx lithographica, right? I hope you remember the example of Archaeopteryx lithographica, which is a missing link in between reptiles and birds. So during evolution, these teeth, they'll be lost, right? And finally, you know that still in the case of birds, during their embryonic development, you will see there are certain characters which are not there in adult, but which used to be there, right? Which are not present in the adult, but it used to be there in the ancestors. Clear, bache? So on the basis of that, we explain this biogenetic law. So what do you know about this biogenetic law? Okay, so it was given by Ernst Haeckel. It is also known as Haeckel's law. Okay, it is also known as Haeckel's law. So anyone who can explain it? This is important, bache. Question can come from this part. Definitely question can come from this part. Tell me. Quickly. But it's simple. When you are talking about the biogenetic law, it is also known as recapitulation theory. It's also known as recapitulation theory, isn't it? Okay, right. It is also known as Ernst Haeckel's law. So as per this law, if you remember, it's ontogeny, right, repeats phylogeny. It's ontogeny repeats phylogeny. That's very important. Fine, that's very important. So what is there in the biogenetic law, also known as recapitulation theory, bache? It is also known, it was given by Ernst Haeckel. It is also known as Ernst Haeckel's law. So here it is, ontogeny repeats phylogeny. Fine, ontogeny repeats phylogeny. As per it, right, during embryonic stages, right, during that embryonic stages, during that developmental history, the organism repeats its evolutionary history as well. Like during the embryonic stages, we are going to see the certain characters which are not there in the adult organisms, but that characters used to be there in their closest ancestors, right? Right. So somewhere during embryonic stages, during that development Fine, that organism is organism is doing what? That organism is showing the evolutionary history as well, right? That how do they evolve. So that's why we are calling it as ontogeny repeats phylogeny, or ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny. Clear bache? So ontogeny means development of embryo, phylogeny means the ancestral sequence. Okay, it is basically the development of embryo, sorry, and it is the ancestral sequence here. Or you can simply say that bache, ontogeny means the developmental history, phylogeny means the evolutionary history. Okay, phylogeny means the evolutionary history. So during the development of embryo, it is going to repeat that ancestral sequence or its evolutionary history. That is the biogenetic law. That is the Ernst-Haeckel's law. Is that clear? Is that clear? So definitely question will come from this part. They can directly give you ontogeny. What is the meaning of ontogeny? What is the meaning of phylogeny? Yeah, what is recapitulation law? Who gave the recapitulation law? Fine, who gave the recapitulation law? So question like this can come, first thing. And now the second point, bache, right? Actually, it was not like that. We also discussed von Baer's law. You know, there is one more thing, that is von Baer's law. So somewhere that law was modified by Ernst Haeckel, and he called it as the recapitulation theory, or the ontogeny repeats phylogeny. Now what that law was saying, it is also known as Baer's law. As per this law, like when we compare the different embryos, okay, so we observe one thing, that their basic plan is same, the basic development is same. Okay, like let's say there are 3 different types of embryo. You are considering the example of 3 different types of embryo. So what are you checking there, right? So you will see that their basic development plan, that basic structure is all same. Right, in all the embryos, they belong to different classes, let's say that, but the basic structure is same. So later on, they will acquire the special characters. For an example, if I am comparing a bird's embryo and a mammalian embryo, let's say that if I am comparing a bird's embryo and the mammalian embryo, so I observe that initial developmental stages are all same. Initial developmental stages are all same, isn't it? Isn't it? That initial developmental stages are all same, but the special characters will be acquired later. Like in the case of birds, right, they will acquire the feathers later. Among mammals, they'll acquire the hair later. So basic structure, body plan is same, right? So the journal structure forms first, and the special characters they acquire later. That is actually the von Baer's law, right? That is actually the von Baer's law. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, okay, and then somewhere this law was modified and it was explained like this. Fine. So if you are aware of it, very good. If not, please note down. Fine, please note down. So this is all about the embryological evidences. Fine, bache. This is all about the embryological evidences. Okay. Okay, so you can also discuss the example of development of vertebrate organs as well. So now the last is biogeographical evidences. Okay, next is biogeographical evidences. Fine, biogeographical evidences. But what is biogeography? First of all, tell me this. What is biogeography? Yeah, tell me quickly. What is biogeography? What is biogeography? Anyone? Bache, it is the study of patterns of. It is the study of patterns of distribution. Distribution of what? It is the study of patterns of distribution of plants and animals. You are including both here. Okay, you are including both here. So it is actually the study of patterns of distribution of plants and animals in different parts. Okay, in different parts, that how are they distributed? It is actually biogeography. Geography. So here you are going to study the distribution of plant and animals in different areas. Okay, in simple words. Now the point is, bache, like I don't know whether you know about it or not. Realms. In ecology, we used to study it before, right? Realms. Okay, like there are 6 main realms. So basically they are kind of areas. So you will see certain, you know, they are having the specific temperature conditions, specific latitude is there, something like this. Okay, so accordingly the distribution of animals and plants, accordingly plants and animals are distributed there, that right. So we talk about the realms, so we see the distribution. So here, but because I'm going to tell you, I'm explaining the evolution here, so let me tell you the context here. So initially, bache, it was believed that land mass was all together, right? Land mass was all together, so no continental drift was there. Now we talk about the continents, isn't it? Now we talk about the continents, but earlier it was believed that land mass was all together, right? Before continental drift. Continental drift is like you can say that plates, right? That okay, can you tell me about that plates? The plates that are responsible for that earthquake as well. Anyone? Which plates are there? An earth crust, right? Their movement can cause the earthquake. Anyone here in the class? Yes, if you're listening to me, thank God. Thank God. Tectonic plates, of course. So basically earlier the land mass was all same, right? We use the word Pangea for it. Okay, the word was Pangea for it. Okay, the land mass was all together. So with the time, what happened? These tectonic plates, they moved, right? The continental drift was there. So these land mass, they started separating. Okay, now we have the concept of continents, you know it very well, right? So because of all that things, right, we'll see that sometimes we have the different examples there. See, why am I telling you this? Because it will help you to understand the adaptive radiations also in a better way. So this land mass, it got separated. Fine, bache, this land mass, it got separated. Okay. Yes or no? So because of that, you will see the discontinuous distribution of certain species, and you will see the continuous distribution or restricted distribution of certain species. Okay, right? Discontinuous distribution of species, or you will also talk about the restricted distribution. I'll give you one example. Let's say this landmass A, this landmass B, this landmass C. They used to be together. Okay, landmass A, B and C, they used to be together. But because of continental drift, they got separated. A came here, B here, C here. Imagine this. Wait. See, this is the landmass. So A, B, C, they were all together. Fine, they were all, yes, bache, they were all together. So obviously the kind of animals, the kind of plants are also same. But because of continental drift, right, they got separated, like A here, B here, C here. A here, B here, C here. Now we see that A is having species, let's say the species F, B is also, C is also having the species F, B is also having the species F. Let's say you are talking about a particular species, and you'll notice that these land masses, they are separated. Okay, right? Currently what we see that these land masses, they are not together. There is no chance that we can imagine that they used to be together. Okay, so they are separated from each other, but still they are so different. These land masses, they are so different, right? But still they have the same kind of species. So it indicates that possibility that initially they were all together, but because of continental drift, they got separated. So that's why the discontinuous distribution of a particular species is there. Like you are finding the species F here, but in this region, right, you are not going to find the species F, but here in this region, again, you are finding the species F, but here, again, right, again, you are not finding it. So it's like discontinuous distribution. Got it? Got it? Yes. So the best example is of lungfishes. The best example is of alligators as well. Yes or no? So you have the examples of there are many examples, like the example of alligators, the example of camel also, the example of lungfishes also, and even in the case of plants also you are going to say the same things. So there is the discontinuous variation. Okay, your magnolias, tulips, right, their distribution is also discontinuous. Fine. Okay, fine bache. Okay, so I'll give you one example of the here, like South America, Africa, Antarctica. So before continental drift, right, they used to be together. Before continental drift, they used to be together, but after continental drift, right, they got separated. So lungfishes are there in South America, they are in Africa, they are in Antarctica, and now currently you know that they are so different. Fine, they are so different, and even Australia is also there. Fine, Australia is also there. So it is indicating the right, it is telling us about that biogeographical evidences. It is indicating that initially it used to be the land mass used to be all together. Fine bache. And now when you talk about the camel and its closest relative, they are also discontinuously distributed. So that's what you can discuss here. Fine bache, that's what you can discuss here. Now let's talk about the restricted distribution also. Fine, let's talk about what? Let's talk about the restricted distribution also. So restricted distribution, the best example is of pouched mammals and even the egg-laying mammals. Pouched mammals and even the egg-laying mammals. Students, you know it very well that your pouched mammals are restricted to Australia only, like kangaroo, isn't it? They are restricted to Australia only, like kangaroo. You know that pouched mammals? Yes, pouched mammal. So actually, bache, this Australia, it separated from the mainland Asia in Mesozoic era, right? It separated from mainland Asia in Mesozoic era. So at that time, pouched mammals were there, right? Egg-laying mammals were not dominant. During that time, pouched mammals were there, but egg-laying mammals were not dominant. So Australia got separated from mainland Asia in Mesozoic era. So that's why Australia is having that pouched mammals. Okay, Australia is having what? That pouched mammals. But the other areas, okay, soon you know that egg-laying mammals, they came into existence and they replaced the pouched mammal. But still in Australia you will find pouched mammal, but nowhere else. So this is showing the restricted distribution, and that's how you can explain it. Clear bache? That's how you can explain it. So egg-laying mammals and yes, the placental mammals actually. Okay, not here, not the egg-laying mammals. So yes, so when Australia, it got separated from the mainland Asia, later on what happened bache, that pouched mammals, they were replaced by the placental mammals. Okay, they were replaced by the placental mammals. So that's the point. And even in the case of egg-laying mammals also, you see the restricted distribution, that they are found in a particular area, not anywhere else. So that's how you can discuss it. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes bache? Okay, so deserts of America, right, they have cactus. In the case of plants, if I have to give the example, cacti. Or deserts of Australia, they have what? Euphorbia. Okay, so that also shows the distribution, that restricted distribution. Fine, that restricted distribution. So this is the biogeographical evidence. Clear bache? Okay, so you can see this, right? So see the NCERT. So we are done with this part, right? Divergent evolution, homologous organ, right? And all that examples. So finally, after that, that's what we have. See, in the NCERT, it is explained that in the same line of argument, similarities in protein and genes, right, among diverse organisms, it also gives a clue to common ancestry. So that is basically the biochemical evidences. Clear bache? Clear bache? And see, now here they are talking about the artificial selection. Fine, they are talking about the artificial selection and finally the natural selection. So the next topic that we are going to start is natural selection. Okay, so see, but let's finish this paragraph. So men has bred selected plants and animals for agriculture, horticulture, sport or security. Of course, right? Of course, if we want to promote a particular character, we can go for the artificial hybridization. We can go for the selection, right? We can prefer the, we can just promote the breeding of that particular required characters only, isn't it? Isn't it? So this intensive breeding program has created breeds that are different from other breeds, right? Right, but still are the same, are of the same group. Like as per our convenience, you know that we accordingly let the animals and even the plants. In the case of plants, obviously you will use the word hybridization, right? In the case of animals, you can use the word breeding. So we allowed that selected breeding, okay? And because of that, we are getting the species having our desired character. So we can do this. So it is the example of artificial selection. So don't you think that same thing can happen? And nature can also select the certain organisms. Don't you think so, bache? Tell me, don't you think so? Yes or no? That nature can also do the same thing. So this is the example that we have to discuss, and that is exactly, that is the example of natural selection. And we are going to talk about what? Industrial melanism. What is it? It is industrial melanism. That's what we have to discuss. And it is not the only example. It is not the only example of your natural selection. There are many other examples also, but as of now, let's focus here. Fine, bache, let's focus here. So see, another interesting observation supporting evolution by natural selection comes from England. What exactly is the natural selection? That randomly certain organisms will be selected by the nature. Let's say there is a calamity. Okay, I'll tell you the context here. Let's say there is a calamity, right? There is a calamity. Out of 20 people, 5 people they survived, right? Might be because of certain mutation, might be they are having, you know, certain different types of protein which help them to survive, right? Now that population, right, the individuals, right, they will breed, isn't it? They will reproduce, they will propagate their genes, they will propagate their characters, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes or no? So it will result in the formation of that better adapted species. It will result in the propagation of that better adapted individuals. That is what natural selection is. So this example, right? So it is about the so this industrial melanism. It is also telling us about the natural selection, and we are talking about the England here. We will discuss pre-industrialization era and we will discuss post-industrialization era. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Like see, in a collection of moths made in 1850, like before industrialization, right? Before industrialization, right? It was observed that in England there were more white-winged moths, like light-colored moths, right? They were more than the dark-winged or melanized moths. Now what is there? See, before industrialization means no pollution, or very less pollution, So during that time, what used to be there, that the tree trunks, they used to have the lichens, the white lichens. But when you talk about the lichens, you know that they are what? They are the symbiotic organism. Lichens are what? They are having algal component as well and fungal component as well. So lichens, they show the symbiotic relationship, right? But lichens are also the pollution indicator. Do you know that? Lichen is the pollution indicator. Lichens cannot grow where pollution is there, especially the industrial pollution, especially the sulfur. Wherever sulfur is present, the lichens cannot grow. That's what you need to keep in your mind. Okay, the lichens cannot grow wherever the sulfur is present. So they are the pollution indicator. So initially, before industrialization, pollution was not there. So the tree trunks, they were covered with the white lichens. So imagine the background is white. Now that light-winged moths, they used to sit on tree trunk, isn't it? They used to sit on tree trunk. So predators cannot recognize them because the background is also the background is also white. That's why more light colored, more white winged moths were there and less dark winged moths were there, because see, now the tree trunk is white. If dark winged moth will sit here, obviously predators can recognize it, isn't it? Predators can recognize it. Just have a look, right? So here you are talking about you're discussing the example of Western Vestularia, right? Western Vestularia is your peppered moth. Wait, it is your peppered moth, right? But after industrialization, that is near about 1920, because lichens, now the lichens were not present. Okay, so tree trunk, they were dark. So now when dark winged moth, they used to sit on that tree trunk, predators were not able to recognize them. Okay, so they survived and their population increased. So this is the natural selection. Nature has selected them. And similarly, right, even in villages, when they notice the same thing in villages, because industries were not there in villages, so there also, right, they observed that wide winged moth are more in comparison to the dark winged moth. Done, bache? Done, bache? So this is the industrialization. Fine, this is the industrialization. So melanized means dark winged moth. Done, bache? Thank you, Soumyadeep. Same to you. Okay, so see, so that type of selection is actually the example of directional. Yes, that type of selection, that type of natural selection is actually the directional selection. Bache, when we'll start the Darwinism na, we will discuss the 3 different types of natural selection: directional, disruptive, and one more is there. Yes, one more is there. Like I'm saying na, natural selection is of 3 types. One is disruptive, one is your directional, one more is there. Anyone? It is also known as balancing. Anyone? 3 types of natural selection is there na. I'm telling you, one is directional, another is disruptive, one more is there. Stabilizing, also known as balancing. Exactly, Vijay. But this industrial melanism, it is the example of directional selection. Okay, that in a particular direction evolution is going on, like a particular character is accepted by the nature. So see, light colored peppered moths, they are better camouflaged against a pristine environment, right? Likewise, dark colored peppered moth, they are better camouflaged against the sooty environment. Sooty environment means when there is the deposition of that soots over the tree trunk, the background is dark, so obviously they are better camouflaged there. Okay, so thus as the industrial revolution progressed in 19th century in England, the color of the moth population shifted from light to dark, so it is an example of directional selection. Clear? From light to dark it moved, so it is the example of directional selection. That's what you need to keep in your mind. So bache, we have another examples also, right? So see, it's the same story here. Okay, so peppered moth means Western Vestularia. So do not forget the zoological name as well. Fine. So one more example is there, bache, the antibiotic resistant pests, right? Antibiotic, yes. The another example is of your antibiotic or drug resistant organisms, right? Drug resistant organisms. I hope you know about the example of DDT also. DDT, that initially mosquitoes, they got killed with the DDT, but there came a time when, you know, DDT, it was not causing any harm to the mosquitoes, because they got adapted. Okay, because of mutations they got adapted. Now they can survive even if DDT is there. So all that things are somewhere the examples of natural selection. But here, this drug resistant part, even this industrial melanism, here, bache, humans are involved. Okay, humans are involved. So you can also use the word anthropogenic, right? These are basically the anthropogenic changes, right? Humans are involved. These are anthropogenic actions or anthropogenic changes. Anthropogenic means man-made, or you can say that where humans are involved. Clear, bache? Where humans are involved. Anthropogenic, man-made activities. Done, bache? Man-made activities. Okay, okay. Fine. So it is just like a chance event. Fine. What is it? It is just like a chance event. Okay. So there are other examples also. See, that similarly excess use of herbicide, pesticide has only resulted in selection of resistant varieties in much lesser time scale. So this is also true for the microbes against which we employ antibiotics or drugs. Clear? So resistant organisms or cells, they are appearing in time scale of months or years and not centuries. So these are the examples of evolution by anthropogenic action, means human actions. Okay, bache? Okay, so this also tells us that evolution is not a directed process in the sense of determinism. It is a stochastic process based on the chance event in nature and the mutation in the organism. So from this part question can come, students. Okay, from this part your question can come. Done? Okay, okay, done, bache? So evolution is not a directed process in the sense of determinism. It is a stochastic. Do you know the stochastic meaning? Like it's kind of random. Okay, it's a random process, and here because of certain mutations, right, a particular organism will get adapted. So it is more like that. So it's a chance event. So that's what you need to remember, bache. So adaptive radiation and other part we will start in the next class. Okay, so be regular, consistent. Do not forget to read the NCERT, and the most important thing is here that you have to follow me on Unacademy platform, and I want to see you all in my special classes where we are going to revise the photosynthesis, then respiration, then plant growth, and soon we are going to start the question practice of the genetics as well. Done? So see you all soon, and yes, if you want to join the Avengers batch, you know what you have to do. Right in the description box there will be the link, and you have to apply the coupon code Ambika10. So you can use this coupon code to, you know, buy any batch across the Unacademy platform. Done? So take care. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for your comments in the comment section, and tell me which chapter you want to start next. And bache, I have posted the video, right? I have posted the video where we are discussing, okay, about the top 30 topics of biology. So please tell me in the comment section that are you done with that topics, or you are still thinking to start. You're still thinking to start that topics. Do let me know. So take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much, everyone.